Mm, 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 mm. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, light, mental balance to you all. Let me see, epidemic. It's crazy. It won't even pull up for me. Hey, peace, peace. So tonight we are going to talk about different perspectives. I know a lot of people don't care, but I do. And yo, peace, love, and light. Kayla, how you doing? Tara was good. Sahir, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Was good. Peace. Seeking Yah's truth. Shalom, shalom was good. All this dang hell on my face, man. I hate this joint. But what was I saying? Yeah. So when it comes to different perspectives, people don't care. They don't care. Right. And I feel like this is something that should be taught to children at a very early age. You know what I'm saying? So they can, as they going through life, they won't fall into that trap of, you know, just sitting there arguing with a person. No, I'm right. You wrong. They looking at the same thing. They just seeing it from two different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Neither one is wrong. They're both right. It's just the angle in which they're looking at it in. So, like I said, it's just I feel like it's very important to go into different perspectives because with this presentation that I'm doing, although we did part 1, part 2, part 3, we're doing part 4 tomorrow. If it be the will of the Most High, but these are just different perspectives. Okay. I said these perspectives don't take away from anything else. It's just a different way to look at it. And I just want to read a few things to you all tonight. I got a few books that I'm gonna go into and read some excerpts. And then also too, I want to go into the gospel of the Holy 12 and read something. And also too, I have a YouTube video that I want to show you all. All right. I talked about this before, and I think I'm gonna have to keep saying it over and over and over and over and over. You know, the thing about me when it comes to beliefs and all that, like, I never argue with people about what they believe. I never, I don't waste my energy and time on things like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to prove people wrong or, go back and forth with somebody over, their belief or how they see it or whatever the case is, because I overstood a long time ago when I read the record Gospel of the Holy 12 in chapter I forget what chapter, but we're gonna go into it. But when I read that, from that day moving forward, you know, um it just I overstood it. You know what I'm saying? After I read it, it resonated. And I was just like, it explains it. It explains it 100%. why people are just different. You know what I'm saying? Like we see things differently, but the mistake we make is in thinking that everybody is supposed to see things the same way that we see them. You know, um, the way we process information, um, yeah, I think that's the chapter, but we gonna go into it. I already got it pulled up. I'm just not looking at it. But yeah, the way we process information, um, you know, we're all just different. Our brains work differently. I may see some things that you may not be able to see, you know, and that could be due to the fact that I may have had, more experience in that area than you know, or it could be I've studied, I've researched, you know what I'm saying? So I'm more knowledgeable on whatever subject it is, than you are because you haven't gone down that road, you haven't done the research. So I was talking to somebody earlier today, they were just talking about, oh, you're talking about the Christ and this and that, and Christ is, you know, what they were saying? They were saying something. Basically, whatever they were talking about had nothing to do with what I was doing. I was talking about, the things that I've been bringing forth. It had nothing to do with that, you know. Um, and then they tried to, go back and forth with me on the science of the chrism or the Christ or the oil or whatever. And I'm just like, listen, if you don't know anything about anatomy, if you don't know anything about physiology, if you don't know anything about biology, biochemistry, so on and so forth, I can't go there with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're speaking from a place of ignorance. You're speaking like I can't go there with you. But if you do want to go there, then hey, let's set it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's chop it up one on one. You present your information that you feel could refute what I'm saying, and vice versa. We can get into it like that. You don't even have to really be no debate. We can just build. I can enlighten you on some things. And like I told y'all before, like anything I bring forth, it's listen. I don't care if you agree with it or not. You understand what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. At the end of the day, he who has an ear, let him hear. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know, whatever information it is, it's gonna reach who it need to reach. It's gonna resonate with who it needs to resonate with. Like, that's just what it is. I made my peace with this a long time ago. I can't expect for everybody to see things the way I do. My job here on this earth, and I made this clear a long time ago. Um, my job is to plant seeds. My job is to enlighten. My job is to be an example. My job is to offer solutions, you know what I'm saying, to the problems that we face, especially with ourselves. I told y'all before, we are our biggest enemies. And my focus has always been on self, you know, improving the self, building the self up, um, working through trauma, all these different things, that's my focus has been on healing, purifying from within. I don't care, I don't care to regurgitate, be all on social media regurgitating the same old stuff. That's what everybody else is doing. especially in the Hebrew Israelite community. Not everybody, but I'm saying the majority of people, you know, always talking about holidays and how they pay, and always talking about, you know what I'm saying, like all these things. And I mean, that's cool. That's cool. You know, that's their prerogative. You know, they can do if they feel that that's what they were called to do, then that's cool. But for me, I don't care. Listen, I've been there, I've done that, you know, but I feel like it's way more. It's way more to life than just be sitting on social media regurgitating the same stuff over and over and over. And people are still stuck. People are not evolving. People are not growing. You know what I'm saying? So me myself personally, I just sat back and I'm just like, bro, there's something missing. There's something missing. And I feel like it's the inner discipline. It's the inner workings. It's everything inwardly, you know what I'm saying, that deals with the inner man. That's what's missing. And that's why I put a lot of focus on, you know, bringing these things forth to get people to realize that, you know, it's time to go within. It's time to really heal, you know what I'm saying? Put in that work on yourself. All this talking ain't gonna get y'all nowhere. It ain't gonna get y'all nowhere. And that's what I'm saying. All this regurgitating scriptures, regurgitating stories, and you know, even on the flip side, you know, talking about everything that's going on in the world. Like, we know, those of us, I'm saying, who are privy to what's going on, we know what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? But just to sit on social media to keep talking about it over and over and over without providing solutions don't get us nowhere. It just keeps us in that bubble. You know what I'm saying? We need to be out here. I feel like this, right? The same way how I'm bringing forth this information, um, you know, showing you how the Bible is telling y'all that everything is within you. I'm trying to shift your focus. I'm trying to get you to start looking within. Like everything that you read, internalize that. Start going within and start working on yourself. You know, start building yourself up. Use these stories as examples of what, you know, what they did or whatever. You got to do those same things. And it's like I said, on the flip side, let's say, just like I said, with everything that's going on in the world, we already know what Bill Gates and them planning to do. We already know what the government's planning to do. We already know. It don't help us to sit on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, to keep posting and posting and posting. We know that these major die-offs and everything are taking place. We know that inflation is going to continue to rise. We know that, you know what I'm saying, these false flag attacks are going to keep happening and stuff. We know all this stuff. We need to start applying ourselves. We need to start all the scriptures and stuff that we've, you know, read over the years, all the stuff that we learned. We need to start applying those things. Okay, boom. Instead of just regurgitating all this information and stuff, how about this? How about every weekend? And I'm even speaking to myself on this, right? Every weekend, we need to be proactive. We need to go out here. We need to start getting ourselves familiar with um being in the wilderness, right? We need to kind of condition ourselves how to be independent and not depend on the government for anything. You dig what I'm saying? I got a book. Um, I got two books actually. One book is, I think it's titled When You Have No Doctor, or When You Have no dentist, or something like that. Right. So it goes into the indigenous ways of, you know, caring for your teeth, you know what I'm saying, your dental health and everything, using plants, using herbs, using tree bark, and all these different things, you know. Be proactive, start learning, educate yourself on all this stuff. We know what time it is, we know what's coming. Start camping outside, you know, get familiar with the area, start learning about foraging food. This is what I'm saying. Like I say, we can't just be sitting up here talking about this stuff all the time. Start applying, start being proactive. But anywho, enough about that. I want to get into perspectives. Okay. Um, Hold on one second. One second. Let me see what's going on here. Hey, real quick, type in sevens. Type in sevens. I'm trying to see something real quick. I hope they didn't cut my live because I said something. Type in some sevens real quick. I just need to know if y'all still there, because I don't know if it cut off or not. Okay, cool. Now, real quick, I want to get into something. We're talking about different perspectives, okay? Check this out right here. This is a very powerful scripture. This is actually one of my favorite scriptures I have ever came across. One of my favorites. I want to read this to you. And then we're going to go into these other books that I have. Okay. You probably can't see it. It's small. The words are small, but it's all good. I'm going to read this, right? This is inside of the Gospel of the Holy 12. This is the understanding that I have. This is what I stand on, and this is what I stand behind, right? The title is What is Truth? Even in the scripture, the Bible, you don't have a breakdown like this. This is an excellent breakdown on different perspectives. Right? This is why I wanted to start, you know, the video off with this. So let's read it. Verse 1 in chapter, I think this is lection 90. Yeah, lection 90, chapter 90, right? What is truth? Again, the 12 were gathered together in the circle of palm trees. And one of them, even Thomas, said to the other, what is truth? For the same things appear different to different minds, and even to the same mind at different times. What then is truth? That's listen, to me, I don't know about y'all, but to me, it speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? It resonates with me. Like, bro, like that's crazy. Like it makes sense now. When you read that, for the same things appear different. So when we take the Bible, okay, because when I go into these other records, I'm going to show you how these records that I'm gonna read from are all saying the same things, that you can interpret the Bible in different ways. You can interpret it, you know, from a literal perspective, a historical perspective, a astrological perspective, anatomical, physiological, you know what I'm saying? So many different ways. So many different ways. People all over the world have the same book, but everybody reading the same thing, but they getting different things from the same, you know what I'm saying? Different minds. For the same things appear different to different minds, and even to the same mind at different times, right? And it also, what goes into that is the different levels of consciousness. Let's say, for an example, I'm operating on that animal plane, right? That earth plane, the lowest plane, and I'm reading the scriptures, right? I'm reading all these stories, you know, I'm taking them literal, boom, 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 boom. You feel me? Then I'm going out here, like for an example, let's see. I'm gonna use something as an example, right? Because you got a lot of bros who feel like in the near future they can rape children. They can bash the heads of children, all because they see that the scripture is saying that. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's carnal as hell, you know? But I don't even want to use that example. Matter of fact, scratch that, scratch that. Let's just say I'm operating on earth on the earth plane of consciousness, right? And then, you know, I'm the type, all I want to do is club. All I want to do is, you know, go out, be in the streets, whatever, whatever, right? Just go out here, chase Pootie Cat, all that, right? But then let's say a person is on a higher level of consciousness, you know, operating out of the higher mind. They're not going to be interested in none of that, you know. They're not going to be interested in none of that. They're going to be interested in things that's going to elevate their mind, things that's going to, you know what I'm saying, help them cultivate the mind. You know, things, you know, they're going to be trying to find peace. They're going to be trying to, you know, uh, they're going to be going down that route. The music that they listen to is going to be different. Everything's going to be different. The things they watch, the things they read, you know, the people they're around, everything's going to be different. So again, if I take a person who is operating on that lowest plane and then take a person that's operating on a higher plane, put them in the same room, show them the same things, it's going to appear, it's going to be like the same thing, but it's going to appear different to different minds because they're operating on two different planes of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, check this out. So verse 2 said, and as they were speaking to Yasha, I'm sorry, as they were speaking, Yasha appeared in their midst and said, truth, one and absolute, is in the Most High alone, is in the Most High alone. For no man, neither any body of men, knoweth that which the Most High alone knoweth, who is the all in all. To men is truth revealed according to their capacity to understand and receive. To men is truth revealed according to their capacity to understand and receive. A lot of y'all that's watching right now don't have the capacity to understand the esoteric writings or teachings or knowledge or all things within. A lot of y'all just don't, you can't conceptualize it. Even when we talk about God being inside of you, we talk about the ark being inside of you. We talking about Christ being inside of you, the Savior being inside of you, you know, all these things, the laws being inside of you. Everything is inside of you. But it's easy to say that, and it's easier for me to show you that. But still, you can see it all day long. But if you don't have the capacity to perceive it, conceive it, receive it, I mean, ain't nothing I can. I mean, that's just what it is, you know. I don't know. You gotta, you know what I'm saying. The Most High gotta give you more storage, give you more. You know, I don't know. You might have to go through more things in life. You may have to. I don't know. I don't know. But that's crazy. To men, is truth revealed according to their capacity to understand and receive. The one truth have many sides. and one seeth one side only, another seeth another, and some see more than others, according as it is given to them. Behold this crystal. All right, here's an example, perfect example, right? You know what a crystal look like, right? Behold this crystal, how the one light is manifest in 12 faces. Yeah, 4 times 12, and each face reflective one ray of light. In one regard of one face, in another. Hey, Atara, real quick, send me the link to the live, please. Um, and another. But it is the one crystal and the one light that shineth in all. Behold, again, when one climbeth a mountain and attaining one height, he saith, this is the top of the mountain. Let us reach it. And when they have reached that height, lo, they see another beyond it until they come to that height from which no other height is to be seen. If so, be they can attain it. Okay? Perfect examples. Perfect examples. Hold on 1 second. Right? So it is with truth. I am the truth and the way and the life, and have given to you the truth I have received from above. What does he mean by above? Right? We know that in the scriptures, it talks about knowledge or wisdom that comes from below, right? That comes from earth, right? That animal mind, that primal mind. But Yasha here is talking about these truths that he received from above, from the higher mind, right? From the divine mind, heavenly mind, right? And that which is seen and received by one is not seen and received by another. That which appeareth true to some seemeth not true to others. You know what I'm saying? They who are in the valley see not as they who are on the hilltop. But to each, it is the truth as the one mind seeth it. And for that time, okay, let me reread this. But to each, it is the truth as the one mind seeth it. For that time, till a higher truth shall be revealed unto the same. Okay, until a higher truth shall be revealed unto the same. And to the soul which receiveth higher light shall be given more light. Okay, wherefore condemn not others that you be not condemned. So I love this. I love this. You know, because that was a time in the past where I used to, when I was talking to people, telling them that they wrong. You wrong, you wrong. Nah, your understanding, no, nah, you wrong, blah, 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 blah. Right? But after I read this some years ago, when I read this, I stopped doing that. Because I began to understand like what it really was all about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't condemn nobody for what they know or what level they on. You know what I'm saying? Or what they regard as truth or what they believe. I don't condemn nobody, right? Even though me personally, I don't believe that we as humans were designed to consume animal flesh, right? I mean, I got all of the research, all the science, all the data, you know what I'm saying? Just everything I can go into, I can show you I can show you different tests that were done on humans and you know, just the, you know, people who ate meat versus people who didn't eat meat and showing you how their blood looks. I can show you all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, I can show you that, but then in your mind, you still feel like, nah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but nah, I'm still gonna eat my meat because I feel like we've been, you know, we supposed to eat meat, whatever, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. I ain't finna argue with you. You wanna argue. You know what I'm saying? But no, you know, I don't sit there and try to go back and forth with a person. If they choose to do that, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But Pete, this is where compassion, this is where love come in at. Let's just say they fall ill. Let's just say they dealing with a sickness, right? And that sickness was birthed by the consumption of animal flesh. Then boom, they come to me like, hey, yo, man, look, bro, I need to holler at you real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my pride to the side, you know. Listen, bro, I'm dealing with something. I got that going on in my body, you feel me? I got my colon checked, man. And folk tell me I got worms in my colon. You feel me? I got all this stuff going on. I got parasites everywhere, bro. Bro, I need you, bro. You know, I need you. You know, a prideful person would be like, I told you. See. I'm not like that. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. This what we need to do. Let's get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, let's get to the root of the cause. Okay. And if it is animal flesh, then this is a wake-up call. You know what I'm saying? This is your body trying to communicate with you, saying, hey, you might want to lay off on that. You know what I'm saying? So okay, boom, let's give you some of these herbs. Let's give you some of these herbs. Let's do a detox, let's do a cleanse, right? Let's monitor your body. And like I say, moving forward, you may need to switch up your diet. You know what I'm saying? But see, we supposed to do all this out of love, man. Out of love. So again, I don't want to keep talking, but just, you know, don't condemn nobody, man. If you on a higher level, you feel like you're on a higher level, you got deeper knowledge, deeper understanding, all this and that. Just continue to be humble. Continue to be humble. You feel me? Just keep spreading your light. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep helping people. Keep spreading them seeds. Right? That's all we gotta do. That's it. Let me continue reading. As you keep the holy law of love, which I have given unto you, so shall the truth be revealed more and more unto you. In the spirit of truth which cometh from above shall guide you, albeit through many wanderings into all truth, even as the fiery cloud guided the children of Israel through the wilderness. Now, this is powerful. This is powerful, right? It says, as you keep the holy law of love. We talking real. We ain't talking about none of this just telling you, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, because it sound good. We talking about genuine love, right? I'm talking about the type of love that we don't see in this community, in our neighborhoods. You know, that's fake love. A lot of it is just fake love. You know what I'm saying? No compassion, no love. That's not the love I'm talking about. I'm talking about that real, genuine love. Like that type of love, like, listen, I will lay down my life for you. I would sacrifice my time and energy. You know what I'm saying? Like for an example, I know with me, I'm telling you, man, if any one of y'all came to me on a serious tip and be like, bro, I need some help, bro. I need you, bro. On a serious tip, I'm gonna do everything in my power, you feel me, to be there for you, to get whatever you need, I'm gonna try to get it. Like for an example, if you are sick, if you are dealing with something, man, listen, I'm gonna stop everything and I'm gonna do as much research as I can to provide you with the knowledge and the information, you know what I'm saying, to help you, you know. But I'm saying all this to say, see, this is why over the years people ask me all the time, like, how do you um how are you able to make all these connections, or how are you able to, do what you do as far as when it comes to information, putting information together, or you get all these synchronicities and all these downloads, whatever the case is. It's, man, I'm telling you, a large part of that is because of the compassion and the love I have for my people. You know what I'm saying? For my brother, for my sister, right? Like I say, you look at my body of work, and I ain't making this about me. It's all the Most High. It's all that spirit, that great spirit, that power. You feel me? That resides within me. But it's like over the years, that's been my only focus. Is to just provide content that will speak to the souls, the spirits of people. You know what I'm saying? And try to uplift them and to let people know that they're not alone. You feel me? That's why, if you think about it, it's like when it comes to vainglory, you feel me? Like I know what I'm capable of. I know all the talents I have, everything I know how, like, but at the same time, I remain humble. At the same time, I don't want to be in the front. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't care to be in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? When I first had my awakening or whatever, and I saw how, all these people were just in Yarka this and Yarka that, boom, 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 boom. The same way Yasha felt when he was on that mount with Satan, same way I felt. I had that conversation with myself. You know what I'm saying? I had thoughts in my mind like, you could be bigger than this. You know that, right? You could, you know, go ahead and, get these record deals or be on all these radio shows. You could do all this stuff if you wanted to. But when I had that conversation with myself and I seen all the attention that I was getting, right? Just like a lot of these new artists out here, in the Hebrew Israelite community, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody just, you know what I'm saying? They love them. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, it's like, I think a lot of times people can can put people on pedestals, and they can, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't do no wrong in their eye because of what you're talking about. You feel me? When you make music and everything, people think you perfect, you know? So they hold you to a higher standard or whatever. And like all this I was thinking about. Then I wrote the song Human. You feel what I'm saying? I wrote the song Human, like, I'm only human, man. You know, I'm only human. I'm just like you feel me? Like, don't put me on a pedestal. I got issues too. I got issues too. Dun, dun, dun. You feel me? So it's like people don't be understanding, man. People don't be understanding. I don't look at it as fame, but I always say, like, I don't care for fame. I don't care about none of that at the end of the day. It's about the love. It's about the work. It's about being an example. It's about showing people that you ain't all high and mighty and, over righteous and, you know, whatever. Now I'm just like y'all, you feel me? I had issues, I had struggles. I talked about it, I showed you how I overcame it. You feel me? And then, because I went through what I went through and I was able to work through it, you know, now here I am just trying to be a light. Like, listen, okay, with my song Guidance, right? I made a song called Guidance. Now I was telling them, listen, you gonna make mistakes. You gonna fall. Listen, when you fall, pick yourself back up. Keep striving. Keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Change don't happen overnight. Change do not happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your temple, everything about you ain't gonna be built in one day, right? See, y'all, and that's what I've been trying to relate to people over the years. Like, man, listen, I don't care what y'all think about me. I really don't. But at the end of the day, just know you got a real one. You know what I'm saying? You got a real one with you, standing with you, going through this with you, you know? And that's why I feel like the Most High just keep, giving me downloads, keep, giving me blessings. 'Cause at the end of the day, ain't about being on the scene, ain't about none of that. It's about helping y'all, man, in ways that you need help. We all need it, you know what I'm saying? So let's just continue working together, being there for one another. Let's lean on one another, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me keep reading this. Verse 9 says, be faithful to the light you have, till a higher light is given to you. Seek more light, and you shall have abundantly. Rest not till you find. Right? The Most High giveth you all truth as a ladder with many steps for the salvation and perfection of the soul. Okay? Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Cause I told y'all it's all about your soul, man. It's all about that which is eternal. See, y'all so caught up in this flesh that y'all think it's about the flesh. Yes, the flesh has its purpose in this physical reality, but this ain't nothing. This flesh is just a suit. This is just an avatar. It's gonna fade. You know what I'm saying? But what's gonna remain and what's gonna exist forever is your soul. So that's why I'm trying to get y'all to look within. I'm trying to get y'all to, help y'all, you know, build that up, build that inner man up, right? Build your light body, strengthen your light bodies for the salvation. Hold on, let me run that back. Verse 10, and the Most High give you all truth as a ladder with many steps for the salvation and perfection of the soul. And the truth which seemeth today, you will abandon for the higher truth of tomorrow. A perfect example of that would be, okay, a lot of us started off in Christianity. That was a truth to us at one point in time, was it not? But then boom, we had an awakening, right? We were told that everything that we've been taught was a lie. We've been told that all of our history is a lie. And so bam, we coming out of that state of ignorance, right? Now we're being introduced to the Hebraic understanding, right? So now we're starting to read, because as Christians, we didn't read the Bible like that. There was a few scriptures that we read here and there, but you know, we didn't read. We didn't have no true understanding of what we were reading. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, we went from that level to Hebrew Israelite, who we were, history, a lot of the curses and things what we were going through, everything was making sense. So what I'm saying is you went from one truth to another truth, right? And like I say, you know, in Hebrew Israelite, in the Hebrew Israelite phase, it don't stop right there. See, a lot of you all think it stops right there. But what I've been trying to convey to you over the years is that it's more, it's way more than just you knowing you're a Hebrew Israelite. It's way more than you putting on them little funky fringes. It's way more to life and to the Most High, to truth than that. Y'all so caught up in what a person is wearing. Y'all so caught up in these tangible, materialistic things when the Bible is telling you to look within. It's what's on the inside that really matters. All that other stuff on the outside, it don't matter. It don't. It don't do nothing for you. People be wearing fringes all the time, and yet they still be sinning. You know what I'm saying? People be dressed up in all these beautiful garments. They be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But the inside of that individual, and I'm not talking about everybody, but I am talking about a majority. On the inside of those individuals, they got some filthy spirits. Filthy spirits. Okay? So there's more, way more. Press you on, press you unto perfection. Whoso keepeth the law. Well, let me run that back. Verse 11. Whoso keepeth the holy law which I have given, the same shall save their souls. However, differently they may see the truths which I have given. Many shall say unto me, Lord, Lord, I have been zealous for your truth, but I shall say unto them, nah, but that others may see as you see, and none other truth beside. Faith without charity is dead. Run that back. Faith without charity or work is dead. Love is the fulfilling of the law, right? Because if you are truly operating in love, you don't need laws of any kind. Yeah, when you really think about it, if you love your brother or your sister, you ain't gonna steal from them. If you love your brother or your sister, you're not going to try to manipulate them. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be envious, jealous. You're not gonna be, you know, none of that. If you truly love them, you're gonna love them like you love yourself. But see, that's the problem. A lot of people truly don't love themselves. A lot of people can't even face themselves. A lot of people can't even sit alone with themselves for a long period of time or extended period of time. And see, that's why over the years, I've been trying to tell y'all, in order to, you know, properly or truly love someone, you must first love yourself. And in order to love yourself, you have to study and examine yourself. You have to go within and develop that unconditional love for yourself. But see, the problem, people be trying to look outside of themselves for everything, for validation, for acceptance, you know what I'm saying? For love, for happiness. Because that's what they've been taught. They've been taught to look outwardly instead of looking inwardly. You find love, and that's what I'm going into tomorrow. That's what I'm going into tomorrow when we talk about meditation, okay? It's one of the things I'm gonna talk about. And like I said, I'm coming from a place of love. I'm coming, from a place of healing. I want you all to really know that I'm not just doing this just to be doing something, wasting my time. Like I'm really, hoping that I'm giving you the tools or dropping some wisdom or some nuggets, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I want you to look within. Find all that within you. because it's there waiting for you to discover it. But again, if you truly love, you don't need laws of any kind. Because love is the cord that binds all of it together. Anyway, how shall faith in what they receive profit them that hold it in unrighteousness? They who have love have all things, and without love there is nothing worth. Let each hold what they see to be the truth in love, knowing that where love is not, truth is dead. I'm sorry, truth is a dead letter and profit of nothing. So that's very key right there, because our brothers and sisters who are still in Christianity, right? I would tell them the same thing, right? Listen, if that's what you believe to be true, so be it. Right now, when the opportunity presents itself for me and that individual to have a conversation, then I can drop some knowledge on them. I can drop some wisdom on it, on them, drop that seed, and that's it. Give them something to think about. Give them some homework to do. And then from that point, I give it to the Most High. Hey, you know, you got to water that. You feel me? And ultimately, it really is up to that individual as well. You know, if a person really wants to seek truth, person really truly wants some understanding, overstanding, then they gonna do what they gotta do. But like I say, it's not your job. It's not my job to force anything on them or tell them, no, you need to see it this way. Did that? Nah, just continue to operate in love, man. Let people be where they at. You know what I'm saying? With the capacity that they have to understand and perceive. But at the same time, like I say, you just continue being a light. I tell y'all, with y'all families, even though they celebrate Christmas still, even though they celebrate all these holidays and stuff, see, this is where your spiritual maturity comes in at. Because a lot of people who are immature spiritually, you know, they disconnect themselves from their family. They disassociate themselves. They cut their families off. I ain't fooling with my family because they still doing it. They wicked as hell. Wicked as, man, listen, man, them your folk, them your kinfolk, man. Y'all see, if you were spiritually mature, you would still attend and mingle with them, love on them. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I say, when the opportunity present, that's a perfect opportunity for you to pull, you know, one of your family members, if not all of them, aside and be like, hey, you know, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to kick it with you real quick. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, this holiday, such and such, blah, blah, blah. If they receive it, they receive it. If they don't, they don't. That was your opportunity right there to just drop it on them. You feel me? But like I say, do all things in love. I guarantee y'all, if your approach, if you had the right approach, I'm telling you, you wouldn't have a problem, you know, getting them to see for real. If y'all had the right approach. But see, oftentimes our people, you know, nah, you know, I ain't fooling with that, man. Y'all doing that pagan stuff, man. Duh, 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 duh. It's just throw everything off. Do all things in love, man. Um, where we at? Verse 14. There abide goodness and truth and beauty, but the greatest of these is goodness. If any have hatred to their fellows and harden their hearts to the creatures of the Most High's hands, how can they see truth unto salvation? Seeing their eyes are blinded and their hearts are hardened to God's creation. As I have received the truth, so have I given it to you. Let each receive it according to their light and ability to understand. Okay? So when I prepared this presentation that I'm doing, or any other presentation that I did in the past, I always approached it with this in mind, right? I say this all the time. I mean, I say it on camera, but I always say it in within myself. As I have received the truth, right? Or this perspective that the Most High given me, so have I given it to you. And let each receive it according to their light and ability to understand, right? That's what I always say to myself. Whenever I get ready to talk to y'all, drop something, whatever, even in my music. And it says this, and persecute not those who receive it after a different interpretation. Do not persecute those who receive it after a different interpretation. For truth is the might of the Most High, and it shall prevail in the end over all errors. But the holy law which I have given is plain for all, and just and good. Let all observe it for the salvation of their souls. Right? So, like I said, when I read that, man, it resonated so much and it helped me in my walk. It helped me. You know, I told y'all in the past, I don't know if you remember, but when I talk about your approach, you know, how you talk to people, how you deal with people and stuff like that. You know, for me, this what is truth, that chapter, that helped me formulate, you know what I'm saying, my style and how I talk and stuff. Because like I said, I'm always keeping in the back of my mind that when I speak to people, I'm not speaking to someone who has done the same amount of research that I have. I'm not speaking to someone who, you know what I'm saying, who has been rooted in these things for years and, you know, and experienced what I experienced spiritually. I was telling my homeboy the other day, when I talk to people, I act like I don't know nothing. I act dumb, straight up. Even with like people in my family, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to like talking about information and stuff, I got people in my family who are nurses. I got people in my family who are Freemasons, who were Freemasons. And even on that tip, like the Freemason tip, I know so much about Freemasonry. I'm not a Freemason, but I remember I went to one of my family members who is a Freemason, and we just got to talking, right? And I said, hey, you and it's so crazy. It wasn't just my family member. It was even when I worked at the post office, it was a lot of Freemasons up there. A lot of the maintenance guys, they were Freemasons. But it's so crazy because like every Freemason I approached them, I was like, hey, what's good? Hey. And then like when we got to talking, I was like, hey, you a traveling man? You know what I'm saying? Where you heading to the east? And I would always be doing that just to mess with them, you know. But like I said, they didn't know. And like even my truck driver, like the guy who trained me in trucking, he was just like his friend was uh talking to him and trying to get him to become a Mason or whatever, right? So we in the truck for 3 weeks. And a lot of the time we was in the truck, we was talking about Freemasonry, we was talking about Illuminati stuff, we was talking about all that junk, right? And so, like I said, it's just me chopping it up with him and like everything that I know, he was like, "Man, you a Mason, ain't you?" He just kept asking me that. I'm like, "No, I'm not." He was like, "Dude, how do you know all this stuff? Like, you know more than my friend. And my friend's been a Mason for years." I'm just like, because I research and I read books and I'm enlightened on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a Mason though. And I remember talking to one of my family members, and I had talked to him about the initiation. I think like the one of the initiations, and he was like, "How you know about that? You gotta be a Mason to know about that." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Nah, I just know. I just know." But anyway, what I'm getting at is, because I've read a lot of things and I've I'm very knowledgeable on a lot of things. It's like I can have a conversation with anybody, no matter if they atheists, if they this or they that. You feel me? It's like, because of my experience in this walk, you know, and because of my understanding on how people's minds are set up, you know, I can have a conversation with anybody. We could be sitting there for hours chopping it up, having a good old talk conversation. And I guarantee you by the end of it, I guarantee you by the end of it, those people would probably, I'm not gonna say that they will rethink like the things that they believe, but I guarantee you that they would know that they were in the presence of God. And when I say that, I'm not saying that I'm God. What I'm saying is my aura, my energy, my vibe, right? Like I told y'all, the closest we come to seeing God is through the actions of people. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like when I was in that truck with my trainer, who I know was a racist, by the end of it, is you just should have seen the look on his face, man. He was just like, he was just saying, I feel like I made a friend. Like, just being with you, the conversations we had, man, you just gave me a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? You gave me just a whole lot of insight on life, So that's what I get off on. You know what I'm saying? I get off on just being able to be in the presence of people and being able to talk to them and just, you know what I'm saying, have those intimate conversations and stuff, because I know that's where I can get them at. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to get them and convert them or anything like that, but just to get them to see the good. You know what I'm saying? The good in people. Like, I'm always respectful, always, no matter who I come across. I'm always respectful. You know, and I think that's how it should be, man. That's how it should be. Love truly wins, though. I can honestly say I never had a situation where I experienced hate or like a violent attack or anything like that. And me personally, like, I know bad things be happening to good people, but like I say, me personally, I feel like with me, because of my energy, because of my awareness and um just my experience, man, it's like I know not to go to certain areas. I know not to surround myself with certain people and stuff. But even then, like when I'm in those situations, you know, I never fear. I never worry. Especially when I was shooting videos for people and stuff. I went to some of the roughest neighborhoods, you know, and the thought crossed my mind. I'm just like, bro, like I'm these folks out here waving these guns and they doing this, they doing that. But at the same time, I had no worry because I knew the Most High was with me the whole time, you know. But yeah, man, it's beautiful, man. This walk is beautiful. Like I say, man, I don't expect for people to understand me and how I see things, but you know, it is what it is. But check this out. I wanna we talking about perspective, right? Check this out right here. Let me share this with y'all. And these are things you could teach your children. Okay. All right. Put a little presentation together for y'all. Okay. So we're talking about perspective. Peep this. Okay, what's perspective by definition? Perspective is a particular way of thinking about something, especially one that influences or that is influenced by your beliefs or experience. Let's go through a couple of examples, right? You may have one person that's standing right in front of a computer, and let's say something's wrong with it, right? But by them standing just right in front of it, you can only see so much. So he's asking, what are you standing on the chair for? It's for perspective. Don't disturb me. I'm seeing the problem from a different point of view. Right? Here's another one. This is a good one right here. Says, and you see on the floor, it's 6 or 9, right? Just because you're right doesn't mean I'm wrong. You just haven't seen life from my side. I love that. I love that example. Okay. These two individuals would sit there all freaking day. That's a 6. No, that's a 9. That I listen, it's a 9. I know it's a 9. No, that's a 6. Bro, so you gonna sit here and tell me that this is a 9? Bro, no. This is a 6, bro. I'm talking about people go back and forth all day long. It's the same thing. You're just looking at it from different perspectives, man. You're not wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I like what it said in here. You just haven't seen life from my side. You know? For an example, let's say like me, let's talk about struggles for a second. I never been one to struggle with molestation or, somebody taking advantage of me as a child, I never experienced being addicted to alcohol, drugs of any kind, you know what I'm saying? Um, so I can't speak on those things, you know what I'm saying? I can't give you a testimony on those things. I never experienced those things, right? But I have struggled with other things, be it pride, arrogance, um, narcissistic. What's the word? Narcissism, um, manipulative, being manipulative. I struggle with, all those type of things when I was in the world. Sex, porn, all that. So it's like this. Yeah, like even though I haven't seen life from your side, I haven't experienced those things. I know what it's like to be a slave to something. You know what I'm saying? Probably not to the degree that you were a slave to it or whatever, like, but I was a slave to something, you know. I was ruled by something and it didn't feel good. And a lot of the same results that you had or saw were the same results I saw from being a slave to those things. I saw how it blinded me. I saw how at times, like I say, being addicted to sex and just being wild with it, there were times where I couldn't recognize myself. After I finished, with a female, playing Russian roulette with my life, I would always go in the bathroom afterwards and look in the mirror, just stare in the mirror. Who are you, my nigga? I'm being dead serious. Like, bro, who are you? You know, real talk. And I cried about this. I cried like, bro, I really felt like I had a problem. You know, I cried. I begged the most. I was like, please, bro, please help me. So I know, you know, I know how it feels. I know how it feels, man, to be in that in a dark place. You feel me? Feeling like you can never escape it. I've been there. I never thought in a million years that I would be sitting on this computer in front of you all, speaking on the things that I'm speaking on. I never thought in a million years that I would have a family. I would have children. I would be married. I never thought that in a million years. I always thought I was gonna be a player. I always thought that, you know, I was gonna live that bachelor life. You feel me? I always thought that, you know, when I was younger, that I was gonna be in the music industry and just doing what I'm doing. You feel me? Running wild, living, just living. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't turn out that way. I chose to go a different route. You know what I'm saying? And some people may look at me like, oh, he boring, he this, he that. You feel me? Like it's cool. I would rather be that than to be out here in these streets, man, wasting my energy and my time on these skeezers. You know what I'm saying? I would listen, I wouldn't trade this for nothing in the world. For nothing. I like where I'm at. Let's move on. Here's another example. See, depending on how you look at it, right? You could say it's 4 logs. But standing from a different angle, you can be like, nah, it's 3 logs. And like I said, you'll go back and forth all day long arguing about these logs. People have listen, y'all, people have gone to war over different perspectives. These same 2 individuals, if they really, you know, allowed this to get to them, they would literally get into a fight. They would get into a fight over the way they see it. And this has been the case for the Bible. You know, for many years, people have fought wars over the Bible. People have fought wars over different perspectives. Killed, man, listen, many people were killed and didn't even have to die. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have to die. But because of people, you know, allowing their differences and everything to get in the mix and letting that anger be puffed up, you know, it's just, yeah. Here's another example. Y'all could be talking about something. One person may say, I believe that. Well, I don't know. I think this. And y'all can just be going back and forth, back and forth. Well, what you mean? You don't what you how you look at it then? Hmm? And well, I see it like this. No, well, I see it like that. You know, just going back and forth. It ain't even necessary, man. We just need to understand, overstand that just how it is. People just see things differently. Don't mean that you wrong. Now, what I was telling y'all, I don't know, was it last night or in the part 2, how you could take 2 people and put an image in front of them, right? Let's say we go to the art gallery And we're looking at all these pictures. We're looking at all this artwork, right? And me and you standing beside each other. Because I've studied symbolism, because I've studied, you know, art and, you know, the minds behind it and, you know, the message that they're portraying in you know, in the art and everything, because I'm privy of that. And I understand how to decode symbols. I can look at this image and say, and say, you know what? This not evil. It's not evil. You know what I'm saying? What you're looking at is not evil. This is actually a symbol for something good. But you could look at it, and being that you know, one who has never studied symbolism, you don't know what symbolism mean, you don't know none of this. You're just looking at a picture. You'll be like, nah, bro, that's bad, bro. That's bad. Nah, that's bad. And I'm trying like, bro, no, listen, you see that circle right there with that thing in the middle, or that triangle right there with that eye in the middle? Yeah, you know that symbolizes this. You know that's what that mean, right? It's not really what you're looking at, you know? Or it could be like what example I can use, man. If I had some images up here, especially with um the Egyptian hieroglyphs, right? Hieroglyphic images. Um, I could tell y'all, I could put it up, and I can, for the most part, the ones that I did study and like break down, bro, it ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is. Like I said, a lot of these images and symbols are symbolize, you know, things that's symbolizing different body parts, you know, different things inside of your brain and everything like that. And anyway, so that's that. Let me go back here for a second. Let's see. I want y'all to look at this. I don't know if this is gonna work because I never tried it on this laptop. Now on my computer, my desktop, it worked, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. Let me see. Okay, can y'all see this? Let me move this over real quick. Can y'all see this? Different perspectives on life. Can y'all see that? Let me know. Let me know. Type in some yes, 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 yeses. Okay. Barely. I'll make the full screen. Now here's gonna be the second test. Can you hear it? 1 second. Let me play it. 1 second.
In a very beautiful place, they lived a spiritual community. They were the
Can you hear that? Okay, y'all can hear it. Bad. That's what's up. I didn't think it was gonna play. Now I'm gonna it's only 3 minutes long. So I want you to check this out. Perfect example.
in a very beautiful place. They lived a spiritual community. They were the great master here. He had many students, and two of these students one day got into an argument. They both had a different perspective on some aspect of the teachings. And they began arguing. And one person said, I'm right. And the other one said, but I'm right. And they couldn't agree. The argument got more and more intense. Finally, they said, I think we should go and ask the teacher. So the first one said, you wait here, I'll go and ask the teacher. So he went to the great hall where the teacher was sitting. He bowed down to the teacher and said, Master, me and this other student were having this discussion. He said this, and I said this. My argument is logically consistent, and his is not. I'm right, isn't it? And the master smiled and said, you're right. And he was so satisfied. He got up from there and he went to the student outside and he laughed at him and said, "Look, the teacher said I'm right." And the other student couldn't believe it. How can that be? Let me go and ask him. So the other student went to the great hall and he bowed down before the master. And he said, "Master, the other student said this. Everything he's saying is not based on facts. What I'm saying is really the right way of seeing things. And this is what I said. Am I not right?" And the master beamed at him with a big smile and said, "You're right." And he went out satisfied and he told the other students, "The master told me I'm right. What were you saying?" So now they're very confused. How can it be? He told you I'm right. He told me also I'm right. So they both went inside and they both bowed down. "Master, you told him that he's right. I said something totally different. You told me I'm right. We can't both be right." And the master, with a peaceful smile on his face, said, "You're right." So the fascinating message of this story is that when we get too fixated on I'm right, it always leads to a fight. We only see things from our point of view. A point of view is always limited, it is never comprehensive. The way I see this room right now is bound to be different from the way other people see this room. So, knowledge is a point of view, and wisdom is a viewing point. The ability to see things from many, many different perspectives. The teacher was operating from wisdom. He was able to see one person's perspective and also the other person's perspective, which is why for him, they truly both were right. So, from this story, we learn to let go of our strong identification with likes and dislikes, with points of view. In fact, it's one of the most stubborn things. To hold on to our point of view is the most stubborn thing. To learn to let it go, to just witness different thoughts, different points of view. And now we can have true connection. Now we can have true higher understanding.
Yes. 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 I love that. I love that. But then you'll still have some people. No, it's no. See, it's like this. No, it's like that. It's that. And I'm just like, all that wisdom just went over your head, man. I gotta let you have it. If you're not trying to, understand, and it's cool. So this is I'm just trying to tell y'all how I'm coming. Everything he just explained is exactly how I feel and what I stand on. I know it's way more than what people think. How they looking at it. It's more to it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I wrote this. I wrote this years ago in my notes. Just peep what it say. I wrote this in my notes, man. It was so profound. Okay. I said, in my journey, right? Wrote this in my notes. In my journey, I learned that it's all about searching through all sources of information despite different beliefs and opinions and perspectives, and sifting through it in order to find the similarities so that we can see how the pieces fit together to provide a much larger and unrestricted view of reality without declining into arguments and disputes over seemingly opposing perspectives or points of views, or shall I say, points of view, or also declining into debates. The very etymology of the word debate means to quarrel, dispute, to fight, to beat down. In my opinion, it's about turning over every stone, the good, the bad, the ugly, in order to see what lies beneath. I find myself telling people all the time that if you fear something, just study it. The more you learn about it, the more understanding you gain. Suddenly, You know about it, and although you may dislike it, you no longer fear it. You realize it's not the thing itself that is ominous, but rather just your limited understanding of it. And we're gonna go over this a little bit of this tomorrow in part 4. Right? In part 4 in meditation. All information is inherently neutral. It's only when passed through the mind of its observer that it gets imprinted polarity. In other words, good versus evil, or positive versus negative, or light versus dark, and etc. Based on the preconceived notions accumulated by one's own background and picked up from our own social environment. I want you all to remember that light is pure information. Thus, all information is light. It's only when weighed on the scale of one's own heart against the feather of truth and then refracted through the prism, that same crystal that was spoken about in the Gospel of the Holy 12, and then refracted through the prism of the mind, that one can easily discern truth from fallacies or fallacies. Right? Now, what I want to do to further drive this point home, so I want to go into a couple records. Okay. In one of the parts in the presentation, I told you all that I was going to read to you out of the book of the Essene Gospel. And what it says, and you know what it's talking about when it comes to different perspectives. Again, this is what I stand on. What I'm going to read to you is what I stand on, because a lot of people for years been asking me, like, bro, you don't believe this no more? I don't hear you speaking on this no more. Bro, do, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're talking about Christ is not a man, so you don't, you mean he never existed? Or you know, people be having all these questions about me and how I look at things. I'm going to read Essene Gospel of Peace. I'm going to read it. I want y'all to listen carefully. I think the way it broke it down is beautiful. So here's the introduction, right? Introduction. If I had my other camera, you could see it better. Check this out right here. It says, there are 3 paths leading to truth. The first is the path of the consciousness. The second, that of nature. And the third is the accumulated experience of past generations, which we receive in the shape of the great masterpieces of all ages. From time immemorial, man and humanity have followed all 3 paths. The first path to truth, the path of the consciousness, is that followed. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me run that back. The first path to truth, the path of the consciousness, is that followed by the great mystics. Okay. And yes, I'm going to say this on camera because I know what the word means by definition. I know, you know, I've studied these things. So when I say this, just know I know what I'm talking about. I don't like to put labels on myself. You feel me? I don't call myself a prophet. I don't call myself this. I don't call me, even though I've had dreams of future events. I've seen that. I don't like putting labels on myself. Now, I don't want to be known as Yarka, the, you feel me? But I will say this, I truly believe that I'm a mystic. I truly believe that I'm a mystic. Go back to part. Was that 1 or 2? I can't remember. Go back in one of them parts. Look at the definitions and see what they mean. I truly feel that um I truly feel that I've been initiated into the mysteries of the Most High, not by no man or anything like that, but based on my obedience, based on the fact that, you know, I've worked on myself and I overcame so much in my life. I developed so much discipline in all these different things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm showing like my obedience, like for real. Everything I ever spoke about, I done it. I don't just talk. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. If I set a goal for myself, I'm gonna do everything I can to achieve it. And you gotta see, you gotta see how the Most High look at that. You know, like, oh yeah, I see he's serious. He's serious. He's serious. So I need him. You know, I'm gonna choose him. He choosing life. Anyway, check this. It says they consider that the consciousness is the most immediate reality for us and it's the key to the universe. It is something which is in us, which is us. And throughout the ages, the mystics have made the discovery that the laws of human consciousness contain an aspect not found in the laws governing the material universe. Now, a certain dynamic unity exists in our consciousness, where one is at the same time many. It is possible for us to have simultaneously different thoughts, different ideas, different associations, different images, different memories, and intuitions occupying our consciousness within fragments of a minute or a second. Yet, all this multiplicity will still constitute only a single dynamic unity. My bad. Hold on. Put this thing up. But listen to what I'm saying now. Like I said, what I'm reading here coincides with everything that I brought forth so far. And it's gonna go even deeper into it. This is why I said in the song, I am. Thank you, bro. This is why I said in the song, I am. I am you. You are me. We are one. Right? That's how I look at life. That's how I look at everything. We're all connected. Right? Even though I'm telling y'all we're different, as in the way we see things, the way we think, we're one. Right? And also going back to where we were talking about love, like real love. I see myself in you, you know? So I'm gonna treat you the way oh snap. I'm gonna treat you the way I would treat myself. When I see you, I see me. Look, therefore, the laws of mathematics, which are valid for the material universe and are a key to its understanding, will not be valid in the field of consciousness, a realm where two and two do not necessarily make four. The mystics also found that measurements of space, time, and weight, universally valid in nature and throughout the material universe, are not applicable to the consciousness, where sometimes a few seconds seems like hours or hours like a minute. Our consciousness does not exist in space and therefore cannot be measured in spatial terms. Now, peep this. Remember the live video I did, and we're going to go into this tomorrow when we get into meditation. Remember how I told y'all that the human body, this physical body, it's restricted. It's restricted to this reality. It's restricted to time and space. But guess what? It's not restricted to time and space. We're gonna get into that tomorrow, right? And I'm gonna pull them CIA documents right back out, because I actually had time to look through them and pinpoint, the things that I want to bring out in the next part, right? It's very important, okay? Our consciousness does not exist in space and therefore cannot be measured in spatial terms. It has its own time, which is very often timelessness. So temporal measurements cannot be applied to truth reached by this path. The great mystics discovered that human consciousness, besides being the most immediate and the inmost reality for us, what's up? Is at the same time our closest source of energy, harmony, and knowledge. The path to truth leading to and through the consciousness produce the great teachings of humanity, the great intuitions and the great masterpieces throughout the ages. Such then is the first path to or source of truth. It's the Essene traditions. I'm sorry, as the Essene traditions understand and interpret it. Unfortunately, the magnificent original intuitions of the great masters often lose their vitality as they pass down the generations. They are often modified, distorted, and turned into dogmas or teachings. And all too frequently, their values become petrified in institutions and organized hierarchies, right? So what was I telling y'all yesterday? Like, even when we went into this book and I was talking to y'all about like the wise men of that time, like their teachings, as they were being passed down, they lost the true meaning of those teachings. You know what I'm saying? Because they ended up in the wrong hands. Now, this book is saying the same thing, right? And we know, when you look at the Roman Catholic Church, when you look at all of these secret societies such as Freemasonry, just all of them, right? A lot of the things that you've heard me speak on, and you heard people like Big Judah, you heard Yaki, all these people talk about, see, people who haven't studied, and people don't, people who are just so wrapped up in religion, it's like I say, when they don't understand things, they be so quick to demonize it and say that it's evil and wicked, you know, because of their preconceived notions and the fact that they haven't really done no real research, you know. So like I say, a lot of these things that y'all see in here in these circles, it's like, yeah, they do be teaching, or not teaching, but you do find a lot of truth, in these circles. It's just that they don't have pure hearts. They're not pure. They're evil. They're wicked devils. And like I say, they done turned everything upside down, perverted everything, you know, just demonized everything. All the things that we once knew, you know, and demonized all that stuff. But anyways, look at this. It says this: the pure intuitions are choked by the sands of time and eventually have to be dug out by seekers of truth, able to penetrate into their essence. Okay. One more time. The pure intuitions are choked by the sands of time and eventually have to be dug out by who? By seekers of truth, able to penetrate into their essence. So this is why in the Apocrypha, where you read, and I'm just paraphrasing, but it says, I think it's in chapter 2 or chapter 3, where it says that the deep hidden mysteries or the secrets are not meant for everybody to, you know, to find out or something like that. I can't really remember what it said verbatim, but I always use this scripture in to try to tell people, listen, because I'm someone who has just been built. I have everything it takes to go down that road, to go into these books, you know, these deep books with this heavy information. I can do that, but I can't expect for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is not set up the same way mine is. My mind is constructed and wired totally different from other people. So like I said, I can go into these books and it doesn't affect me. Because you know what I'm saying, I got a foundation. I have a foundation in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Then at the same time, I know how to chew the meat and spit out the bone. None of these writings, none of this information can affect me. None of it. None of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm rooted. Like, but just like this book is saying, you know, there are those who have everything it takes, who just built different, you know. They can go and research and go into these other books and sift through it and, you know what I'm saying, be able to pull out the gems and everything. Everybody can't do that. And those of you who can't do it or who have no interest in doing that, y'all need to stop judging and condemning those who can. And that's been my problem my whole entire walk. I had to explain this to people over and over and over and over and over. Like, listen, I was called to do this. Stop trying to, you know, jump over here in my lane and disrupt what I got going on. I got this. Chill. Going into these books, like I told y'all last night. You think you look at some of these books, y'all look at the symbols, you look at the title, and you think that the book is evil, is talking about something. Most of these books ain't talking about nothing evil, man. A lot of these books is just dealing with science and how science and spirituality, religion, all that, how it coincides. You know what I'm saying? That's really all. And how to build up your body, your temple. A lot of these books. So, like I said, I'm just one of those individuals, man. I'm a truth seeker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not limited. My mind is not limited. I can go into whatever. It don't bother me. That's why I say y'all, and that's the thing I be trying to tell y'all got somebody on your team, man. I'm with you. I'm not against you. I'm with you. So wouldn't it make sense that if you know you have a solid brother who ain't engaging in all this bullshit out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Real family man, real go-getter. You feel what I'm saying? Doing all of this, wouldn't it make sense to be like, bro, we got us one. And Yarka, you feel me? I know Yarka gonna put in that work. He gonna do the research. You know what I'm saying? Let's take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him. Let's get Yaki. Let's get all these brothers. You know what I'm saying? These brothers, they for us. You know, but y'all don't see it like that. Y'all don't, especially those of y'all who involved in these camps, in these churches. Y'all think we the enemies. Y'all think that we fought, we didn't fell off. Y'all think that we off into all these, you know what I'm saying? No, bro, we for you. We trying to enlighten you. We trying to increase help you increase your understanding, to give you the tools, give you the information when it comes to your diet, when it comes to different perspectives, seeing the Bible in different perspectives and all that. We trying to help y'all strengthen and get a better understanding, better, you know. But again, like I say, y'all be listening to these men who want preeminence over you, and they tell you who to look at, who to listen to. They be telling you stay away from this person. Don't for an example, I mean, I ain't gonna call no names, but if a person who made garments for them, if they rub them the wrong way, they gonna tell their congregation, don't buy nothing from that person no more. Do not support their business. That person is not a part of this church no more. I don't want you to talk to them no more. And that's how they know damn well that's how they are. That's how they are. That's how they move. And that's just wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's messed up. So like I say, y'all need to realize who the real enemies are. You need to realize who's really on your side, regardless of what you think. Start using your mind, man. Seeing through all the BS. Anyway, it says this right here. Now, okay, so it ended off with saying the pure intuitions are choked by the sands of time and eventually had to be dug out by seekers of truth who are able to penetrate into their essence. Now, it goes into this. It says another danger is that persons following this truth, this path to truth, the path of the consciousness, they may fall into exaggerations. They come to think that this is the only path to truth and disregard all others. Very often, too, they apply the specific laws of the human consciousness to the material universe where they lack validity and ignore the laws proper to the latter sphere. The mystic often creates for himself an artificial universe, farther and farther removed from reality, till he ends by living in an ivory tower, having lost all contact with reality and life. See, I love this because not only is it going into the positive side of these different perspectives, but it's going into the negative sides of it and how by having a perspective, you can get so lost in that perspective that you forget that there are other perspectives, other ways to see it. You dig what I'm saying? Now it's going into the second. The second of the three paths is the path of nature. While the first path of the consciousness starts from within and penetrates thence into the totality of things, the second path takes the opposite way. Its starting point is the external world. It is the path of the sciences and has been followed in all ages through experience and through experiment, through the use of inductive and deductive methods. The sciences, working with exact quantitative measurements, measures everything in space and time and makes all possible correlations. With his telescope, he penetrates into far distant cosmic space, into the various solar and galactic systems. Through spectrum analysis, he measures the constituents of the different planets in cosmic space. And by mathematical calculation, he establishes in advance the movements of celestial bodies, applying the law of cause and effect. The scientist establishes a long chain of causes and effects which help him to explain and measure the universe as well as life. But now we're going into, you know what I'm saying? You're going into it. But the scientist, like the mystic, sometimes falls into exaggerations. While science has transformed the life of mankind and has created great values for man in all ages, it has failed to give entire satisfaction in the solution of the final problems of existence, life, and the universe. The scientist has the long chain of causes and effects secure in all its particles, but he has no idea what to do with the end of the chain. He has no solid point to which he may attach the end of the chain. And so, by the path of truth, through nature and the material universe, he is unable to answer the great and eternal questions concerning the beginning and end of all things. This is some really good stuff. This is why I'm trying to get this book, man. Stop playing and get the book, man. Please stop playing and get the book. Peep this. The greatest scientists recognize that in the metaphysical field beyond the scientific chain, there is something else, continuing from the end of that chain. However, there are also the dogmatic scientists who deny any other approach to truth than their own, who refuse to attribute or attribute reality to the facts and phenomena which they cannot fit nearly into their own categories and classifications. The path to truth through nature is not that of the dogmatic sciences, just as the first path is not that of the one-sided mystic. Nature is a great open book in which everything can be found. I told y'all that. Nature is the greatest teacher. But it says, if we learn to draw from it the inspiration which it has given to the great thinkers of all ages, if we learn her language, nature will reveal to us all the laws of life and the universe. Now, what's so interesting is that if you watch the movie Avatar, you see it in Avatar, right? They were so connected to nature. They were connected to the mother tree, and when they hooked themselves up to the tree, you feel me? Peep this. Also in the cartoon Pocahontas, because I feel like Avatar is just a modern version of Pocahontas, for real, for real. But in the movie Pocahontas, when she was talking to the mother tree, and the mother tree was telling her, you have to listen to nature. If you listen to nature, it will guide you. And Pocahontas was like, how do you listen to nature? Like, how do you, she was asking how, right? And then that's a whole song started and everything like that. But I'm trying to tell you, man, listen, we so disconnected, bro. We so disconnected from nature. It's a crying shame. It is a crying shame how disconnected we are. Mm, 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 mm. And just like we read in the Gospel of the Essene.
Where do you read the wipes?
The what?
The wipes.
They're in the room.
Where?
Yeah, hey, y'all gonna have to look for them now.
Well, where are they? I don't know where they at. I don't know where they at.
Ari, look everywhere in the room. Look on the dresser.
But you have it.
Son, I'm telling you what to do. Go in there and look on the dressers.
You just got it.
I don't know why he asking me. His mama had him. Okay, so what was I? Okay, so peep this, right? It is for this reason that all the great masters of humanity from time to time withdrew into nature. Zoroaster and Moses into the mountains, Buddha to the forest, Jesus or Yasha and the Essenes to the desert, and thus followed this path as well as that of the consciousness. The two paths do not contradict one another, but harmoniously complete one another in full knowledge of the laws of both. It was thus that the great teachers reached wonderful and deeply profound truths which have given inspiration to millions through thousands of years.
I look everywhere.
Tell your mom to come here. The third path to truth is the wisdom, knowledge, and experience acquired by the great thinkers of all ages and transmitted to us in the form of great teachings. The great sacred books or scriptures and the great masterpieces of universal literature, which together form what today we call universal culture. In brief, therefore, our approach to truth is a threefold one: through consciousness, nature, and culture. Okay? Now, in the following chapters, we shall follow this threefold path leading to truth and shall examine and translate some of the great sacred writings of the Essenes. There are different ways of studying these great writings. One way, the way of all theologians. Hold on one second. Okay. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies. Bring you back to this. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. There are different ways of studying these great writings. One way, the way of all theologians and of the organized churches, is considered each is to consider each text literally. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all. Okay, I'm finna go into all the ways that you can read and study these things. Okay, but the majority of our lives, we've been taught to only read the scriptures and look at them literally. Okay, none of y'all on here say that from childhood that you've been taught to look at the deeper spiritual meanings of the scriptures or the esoteric knowledge or understanding of it, which means the metaphysical, you know what I'm saying, that beyond, which is beyond the physical. But it says that's one way, right? One way is to consider each text literally. This is the dogmatic way, resulting from a long process of petrification by which truths are inevitably transformed into dogmas or teachings. When a theologian follows this most easy but one-sided path, he runs into endless contradictions and complications, and he reaches a conclusion as far removed from the truth as that of the scientific interpreter of these texts, who rejects them as entirely valueless and without validity. The approaches of the dogmatic theologian and the exclusivist scientist represents two extremes. A third era, right? And this, I'm reading this because it's important for you all to know. A third era is to believe, as do certain symbolists, that these books have no more than a symbolic content and are nothing more than parables or allegories. With their own particular way of exaggeration, these symbolists or symbolists make thousands of different and quite contradictory interpretations of these great texts. The spirit of the Essene traditions is opposed to all three of these ways of interpreting these ageless writings and follows an entirely different approach. Now watch this though. The Essene method of interpretation of these books is, on the one hand, to place them in harmonious correlation with the laws of the human consciousness and of nature, and on the other, to consider the facts and circumstances of the age and environment in which they were written. This, this approach also takes into account the degree of evolution and understanding of the people to whom the particular master was addressing his message. Since all the great masters had to adapt their teaching to the level of their audience, they found it necessary to formulate both an exoteric, meaning outer or external or earthly teaching, and esoteric, right? Inner, divine, internal teaching, right? The exoteric, EXO, the outer message, was one comprehensible to the people at large and was expressed in terms of various rules, forms, and rituals corresponding to the basic needs of the people in the age concerned. Parallel with this, the esoteric, ESO, inner, within, teachings have survived through the ages, partly as written and partly as unwritten living traditions, free from forms, rituals, rules, and dogmas, and in all periods have been kept alive and practiced by a small minority. It is in this spirit of the interpretation of the truth that the Essene Gospel of Peace will be translated in the following pages, rejecting the dogmatic methods of literal and purely scientific interpretation, as well as the exaggeration of the symbolists. We shall try to translate the Essene Gospel of Peace in the light of our consciousness and of our nature, and in harmony with the great traditions of the Essenes, to whose brotherhood the authors of the Dead Sea Scrolls themselves belong, right? So I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I go with the latter. You know what I'm saying? We talking different perspectives. So the lane that I'm in right now, the lane that I'm me in Yarika, the lane that I'm in, right? I told y'all I'm not concerning myself with the literal aspect of it or the historical aspect of it, right? We all have a purpose in life. Only you have to figure out what that purpose is, right? So when it comes to scripture, see, the Most High put it on me. Put it. He said, "Listen, I need for you to study this side of things, okay? I'm gonna equip you. I'm gonna give you the ability. I'm gonna give you the eyes to see beyond the literal in the historical part of it. Okay, there ain't too many that's doing that. So this is the lane that I'm gonna create for you in Yarika. Even though I know the literal and I know the historical, but there's another lane, right? And that's just the lane that I'm in, y'all. And again, I never sit up here and tell you that, like I said, and if I said anything in the past, right, when I first um got on this tip, right, if I said anything in the past, my apologies, because I was immature in it. But now that I've matured over the years, you know what I'm saying, I know better. So again, I'm not going to sit here and tell a person who wants to, strictly believe in the literal and nothing else. I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong. I'm not gonna do that. You feel what I'm saying? I got to focus on the lane that I'm in. I'm on the esoteric side of things. Y'all see the brother Big Judah and everything he talk about. He's on the esoteric side of things, but he also, I think the thing, I haven't watched a lot of his videos, but I mean, I talk to people who watch him all the time. But he does, you know, he focuses on the literal too. Right? And then you have brothers like Yaki, you know, he's strictly on the health tip, but he's knowledgeable on the esoteric information as well. But like I said, I know about the health, I know about the literal, I know about all this, all the other stuff. But like, my main thing is this, right? I've been trying to tell y'all that for years. For years, we've only been taught to look at things a certain way. So I feel like the lane that I'm in, you know, is for me to try to show you all that there's another side. There's another side that's missing. Right? It's just like we read in that. It's like when we talk about the scientists, they do all this, you know, the measurements, and they observe, they do all this, and they try to figure out the calculations. But the end, they just can't figure out how it ends. They can't figure out how it began. They can't figure out, but it's that piece of knowledge, that esoteric. I'm just throwing this, just saying for an example. It's that esoteric knowledge that they're missing. That's the missing piece. If they were to incorporate that into what they already know, bro, it just. So this is what I'm trying to relate to y'all. This is why I'm saying, like, I don't care if you agree with me or not. It ain't about that. It's about what you can take away from the information that I'm providing and how you can apply that. My main focus is to get y'all to start looking within, start internalizing everything. You know what I'm saying? Look, take the time and look within. But tomorrow, I'm going to give you the information you need for you to look within, right? When we go into meditation. Because meditation is that vehicle. Meditation is that door you have to, you know what I'm saying, that you can go through, right? It's gonna be good. I promise you, it's gonna be good. Because it's actually offering. It's me giving you solutions. Okay, not just sitting here talking about it. I'm giving you information that works, but I can't apply it for you. You got to do that. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. That is a powerful saying. You can give a person all the knowledge in the world, but it's what you do with that knowledge what makes it powerful. Applied knowledge, applied wisdom. So that was just that one book. That was just that one book. Okay. Now I'm almost done. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's crazy. I gotta go to work at 1 o'clock, but I ain't doing that. So I'm finna read this other book. And like I said, this was I already know what that was. That was Essene Gospel. And check this out right here. Okay, so check this out. It says this. Hold on 1 second. It says, based on the history of technological development, one would be justified to ask if there would be serious unintended negative consequences to the attempts to modify the human body through genetic bioengineering and computer interfacing. One widely accepted scientific model says that humans are nothing but mechanical machines. What we call consciousness is nothing but the activities of neurons in the brain. It is suggested that there is no consciousness independent of the human brain, no soul or spirit. There is no soul or spirit. Further claims allude to the idea that there is no God or spiritual intelligence guiding human evolution, and thus there is no higher purpose to life in this matter model. This book proposes a very different view of what it means to be a human and the inner potential we all have that can be activated and realized. The vision it presents for humanity is based upon a marriage of forgotten ancient spiritual wisdom encoded in the Bible and the latest scientific research of credentialed and courageous leading edge scientists. Any word, stupid small. Unfortunately, most theologians today only see the literal level of the Bible. They fail to recognize the metaphors and symbols that convey deeper meanings to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Matthew 13:16. Consequently, their interpretations miss the mark by seeing the word of the Most High primarily as a book of prophecies and moral precepts. In this book, biblical symbols and metaphors will be decoded with the aid of mystical insights and a corroboration. I'm tripping. I don't know what that word is. Corroboration of the latest scientific discoveries and theories. What will be revealed in this marvelous design of the human body, made in the image and likeness of God. However, this, this spiritual design awaits our consent and cooperation to be nurtured and united. We may well be living in the prophesied end of an age, when all the secrets will be revealed. Therefore, we must be doers of the word and not just hearers. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what I was telling y'all earlier. You know, we do all this talking, just regurgitating scriptures all the time. All the time. People be going to these Sabbath classes, learning the same stuff over and over. They be going to these academies, learning the same stuff over and over and over. But peep this. This is why I say, you know, we gotta application. It's about action. It's about being proactive. It's about applying these things, living these things out, and not just talking about it. All right. So I told y'all, when people get to talking, I don't be listening. I be hearing them, but at the same time, be like, I just be waiting to see what they gonna do. That's all. So look, it says this: street corner prophets, and we all know who they are. Shout that Jesus, Yahavashai, Yehosha, Yeshua is coming soon or coming back. They say, and this is mainly the Christians right here, they say all we need to do is believe, and in the twinkling of an eye, we will all be magically transformed. No knowledge or inner discipline is needed according to them. Thus, it is no wonder that materialistic science rules the day and spirituality and religion are belittled. The Bible is too often seen as a book of contradictions and childish stories meant to be the opiate of the masses. It is the science of mainstream biology and computer engineering that so-called sophisticated people today look to provide a utopia on Earth, where, according to them, humans and machines could merge to create a glorious transhuman. However, this book questions this vision and instead reveals a hidden design that the Most High has created in each of us. The glorious biology within that can give birth to a new resurrected human. Christ within, the hope of glory. This can fulfill the prayer, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This book systematically reveals the God design within us in a way that is very accessible and requires no scientific training or deep metaphysical experience to understand. It is also very practically oriented, emphasizing inner experience and discipline over intellectual gymnastics. The science presented in this book is not intended to be a substitute for faith. Honest, truth-seeking science bolsters faith in God. The understanding that true science the understanding that true science brings can strengthen our belief in a God who is always within us and has created us with a higher purpose in mind. Let me read that one more time. I love this author, man. I love these books that I have. The understanding that true science brings can strengthen our belief in a God who is always within us and has created us with a higher purpose in mind. This is what I was telling y'all in part one, part two, right? That what I'm bringing forth is not for you to walk, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to make you walk away from your faith or anything like that. It's actually going to strengthen, right? Because when you have that true self-knowledge, when you have that true, that scientific, that anatomical, physiological understanding of the things that you're reading, is all inside of you. And when you can conceptualize that, you just get to like, bro, it's all in me. I am it. I am the living word. You know what I'm saying? We are divinity defined. If we want to learn about the Most High, got to study ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Man's temple is the blueprint. You want to learn about the universe, study yourself. It's so crazy, but see, people don't think like this. Check this. It says, throughout this book, our inner sacred anatomy is revealed. This is done by combining allegorical insights into biblical mysteries with the latest discoveries in science. In particular, the discoveries and theories linking biochemistry and states of consciousness are most helpful. Furthermore, extensive references are given to the reader. Extensive references are given so the reader can do independent research to verify the conclusions offered in his book. Specifically, this book discusses the scientific discovery of biochemicals naturally produced in the human body and associated neurophysiological structures that facilitate the awareness of realms of existence beyond ordinary physical reality. Serious credentialed scientists are cited in this book who based on careful experimentation have concluded that these experiences in altered states of consciousness are as real as our physical reality. They are not mere hallucinations of the brain. This, of course, contradicts the mainstream scientific belief that the physical world is all that exists. So if you watch the movie Doctor Strange, remember when he had his injury or whatever, right? So he wanted to go see this person who healed this guy that I think he looked up or whatever, this guy that he saw playing basketball, a guy who couldn't walk at one time, right? So the guy referred him to somebody. Dr. Strange went to like the east, or he went to this monk or whatever, right? I'm just paraphrasing all of it. But anywho, and then him operating with his analytical mind, his left brain, thinking that everything's just strictly literal, just strictly physical. He walked up in there with that attitude, and she showed his ass. I'm sorry. She gave him a reality check. Like, you think that this is all there is? No, sir. No, sir. So she opened his mind. You know what I'm saying? She he came back and he was like, whoa, whoa. Right? She was trying to explain to him, when you look at the human body, there's different ways in which you can heal the body. Right? It's like she was talking about cellular regeneration and everything like that. They be dropping so many gems in these movies, man, but y'all just be watching them for pure entertainment, you know? Yeah, look, man. Y'all just don't understand how powerful y'all are. Anyway, it says here, however, these contradictory new scientific research findings are consistent with the experiences that mystics have been reporting for thousands of years from all spiritual and religious traditions in parts of the world. Certainly, the Holy Bible contains numerous such accounts. Right? It says, however, even though the human body contains naturally occurring biochemicals that can induce altered states of consciousness, this book is definitely not advocating the ingestion or any other means of intaking the same or similar chemicals that may be found in nature or synthesized in the laboratory for various reasons, right? So just like DMT, right? You know, I got a book called DMT, but it talks about how they injected people with DMT. But did you know that your brain can produce or secrete DMT? There's no need for you to really see the difference. Okay, with these drugs opens you up to these different realities. You know what I'm saying? But that's dangerous. But what I'm saying is that you have like the Most High embedded in built things inside of you already that gives you the ability to, you know, experience different realities. You just don't know it. We can produce DMT. Our brain, the pineal gland, produces that. And I know the whole science behind it. I got, man, listen, man, I got books on books on books giving you the whole breakdown, step by step, on DMT and how it's produced. All these things that go on in our body, right? I can give you the breakdowns on all of them, on all of it. Are you ready for that though? But yeah, great book, man. Great book. Great book. Now, I'm gonna read another book. Peep this. Okay, check this out right here. It says the Bible is one of the most read books in the entire world. Various groups use it for numerous purposes. Thus, each group views it differently than the others, which has led to diverse interpretations of its meaning. There are 4 ways in which the Bible could be understood: literal, symbolic, ethical, and mystical. The literal approach takes the Bible at face value, surface level, right? This view is the most flawed because of verses like Psalms 98:8, which imply the rivers or floods clap their hands, right? A better and more practical approach to reading the Bible is the symbolic method. The Bible also gives an example as found in the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 22 through 31, where the Apostle Paul wrote the story about Abraham and his two wives, Hagar and Sarah. He didn't write the story, but he was just speaking on it. Here again, this could be read allegorically. The third way of interpreting the Bible is to look for an ethical meaning. This method utilizes the moral senses of applying biblical verses to one's everyday life. Again, the Bible gives an example in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, where Paul compares a quote in the Old Testament regarding oxen and later explains the real context of this verse. Mythical is the fourth way to interpret the Bible. This methodology involves interpreting text to reveal future events as found in the book of Revelations. Another kind of mystical interpretation involves finding secret codes called Kabbalistic. This is a very mystical interpretation which finds meanings with numbers and symbols. The biblical patriarch Abraham and his son Isaac and Jacob are said to stand for the emotions of love, fear, mercy, and respectively. To stand for the emotions of love, fear, and mercy, respectively. It says, the author of this book also should suggest there are three additional ways to view and read the Bible. I think this word is eschatological, physiological, and astrological. Right? I'm fumbling over these words. Eschatological, physiological, and astrological. Eschatological deals with the end of the world, end of time concept. The physiological way is known as the newest way to interpret the Bible. However, the author feels it was the original way the Bible should be interpreted. Because the physiological way is like that of the anatomical way. You know what I'm saying? It's dealing with the huh? Can you come in? Yeah. It deals with the it's like the anatomical, you know, it's just dealing with the secretions and, you know, everything that's going on inside of the body, right? What it say? According to dictionary.com, physiology is defined. Hey, now if you're gonna be in here, you gotta be quiet. According to dictionary.com, physiology is defined as the branch of biology dealing with the functions and activities of living organisms in their parts, including all physical and chemical processes, right? That's the true definition of the word physiology. Thus, the author believes the Bible was written to teach you to know yourself, not only spiritually, but physically, as well, to ensure you have a long life, right? And then, you know, it just goes into all that, right? Real good book, man. I got books on 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 some books. And then I got this, I ain't even gonna show y'all that right now. That's too heavy. Too heavy. But yeah, that's really what I want to talk about, you know, just going into different perspectives. And, you know, for those of you watching right now, man, hopefully, you know, moving forward, you know, don't cast judgment on other people because they don't see things the way you do. Just continue to operate in love, continue to shine your bright. Shine your bright, continue to shine your light, you know, and just continue being an example, you know. And this not only goes for like your family members, it goes for like even your wife, your husband, who may not be on the same page with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like y'all, when y'all first got together, the husband might have, you know, y'all probably believed the same things or saw things the same way, had the same understandings, but one of y'all may have, over time, due to your research and all that good stuff, you probably saw life differently, begin to see life differently. And a lot of times, um, that can destroy marriages if you don't handle that the right way. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't find it within yourself to do what I said, just operate in love and at least just try to communicate, just try to have a conversation and like listen, I want to show you how I got to this. Now, because I see it this way, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying anything, but it's just like it's like, for an example, right? Um with food. Let's just use food for an example. Like if I'm one who has done research on food, like let's say if I have children, I got a wife, I got children, and I do all this research and I'm finding that they got metals inside of cereal. And I just so happen to have a box of cereal, that same cereal, on my refrigerator. Let's say I take that down and I'm actually doing some experiments, I'm breaking it up or whatever, and I take a magnet and then I see for myself that these things got metals in it. It's over with, right? So boom, I go to my wife and I say, listen. We really need to pay attention to the things we're buying. We need to pay attention to the ingredients, you know what I'm saying? Because there are, things that are potentially, that can cause damage to our bodies, right? And the wife may be like, what you mean? We be eating this stuff our whole life, blah, 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 blah. You feel me? And I'm like, listen, listen, let me show you, okay? Because that can turn into an argument real quick. So like I say, if you just operating in love, have some patience, you know, just try to sit down with them and like just show them the same experiment that you did where you took a magnet and you know what I'm saying, you showed the metals and everything. Do that in front of them, you know what I'm saying? Let us see it. And you know, just pray to the Father that she take what you're saying serious and start trusting in you, you know what I'm saying? And all that. Knowing that you won't put the family in danger and all that good stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. We gotta trust each other, man. Gotta trust each other. But yeah, like I say, operate in love and all that good stuff. I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna open up these comments though. What's good? What's good? I'm taking it down. Thanks again, bro, for another enlightening video. Peace, love, and light, family. Peace, peace. We are here to grow and learn and how to. I'm sorry. We are here to grow and learn how to keep growing. Yeah. True indeed. Trisodium prostate in most of them no good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Gotta pay attention to them ingredients. Got to. Gotta stay away from all this processed food. Got to, man. And like I say, if y'all take a look, take a step back. Take a step back and just really think about it. These folks want to see us dead. These folks have been working so hard. They have created a matrix. It's like this, right? I want y'all to think of us as superhumans, Superman, superwomen, right? What was Superman weakness? Kryptonite. Okay. Now we know that inside of this matrix that we're all in, everything around us, even like right here, right now, right? Inside of this house, this Wi-Fi, we don't understand what it's doing to us, right? When we got our phones right beside us, when we put our phones in our pockets, when we sleep with our phones right next to our head, we don't truly understand what this stuff is doing to us. It's attacking the body. All this stuff, man. All this stuff that they done created. I wouldn't necessarily say that they created, but I'm just saying the stuff that they didn't put together. You know, they mixing potions, mixing all these different things to cause cancer and all of that. If you pay attention to the very thing, you ask the question like, what is it that they have been attacking all these years? It's the human body. It's the brain too. Just everything, the body and everything in it. Your grandmothers and your grandfathers who may have dementia or uh uh Alzheimer's, right? That didn't just develop organically. Them damn doctors did that to them. Putting, giving them all that medication, messing their minds up, making them forget things. And it attacked certain parts of their brain, the hippocampus, to be more specific, because it was our grandmothers and our grandfathers who gave us wisdom when we were younger. We used to sit at the foot of our grandfathers and our grandmothers. They would tell us stories. That don't exist no more, y'all. They done messed their minds up. Now all they do is sit in front of the TV and just all that, the news, they just being drowned, sedated. You know what I'm saying? They've been attacking the body. The very thing that a lot of you all don't have no knowledge of and don't care to have any knowledge of. But I've been trying to tell y'all for years how you fight against it, how you combat them. It's by having knowledge of self, by increasing your knowledge and understanding of the body and how the body works and functions. The more you know, the more you can. I'm telling you, you can fight. You can fight. It's like the things that they create, it won't prosper against you because you now know. Like, okay, I know to turn my phone off when I go to bed at night. I know to pull the plug. You feel me? I know because I know what this is doing to my body. I know not to warm my food up in the microwave. All that radiation. You feel me? I know to stay away from certain things. It can't get me like that. Okay, boom. When it comes to the food is the most important part because we eat food all the time, every day, right? Stay away from processed foods. We know what that does to the body. We know it causes cancer. We know it produces bad mucus and all of that, right? Stay away from it. Cow milk, leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's all about becoming self-aware. It's all about becoming conscious and aware of all this stuff, man. Because it's the human body that they're after. And I feel so, listen, I talk to my sister about this all the time. I feel so bad for those people who took the walk, because it's like with anything else, sickness or whatever the case is, we can heal, we can recover, and we can bounce back. But man, bro, you talking about genetics, you talking about them tampering and editing genes and taking out DNA strands and adding strands. And I mean, bro, that's something only power of the Most High can fix. I I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, well, you can detox from it and da da da, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't call that one. I don't know. I would hope so, but man, what we seeing all of these people who passing suddenly and just sad, sad, sad. And then, like I say, those people who did take the walk, bro, they not even human no more, man. They're not even human no more. And then they don't even belong to themselves. They it's a pattern, bro. Like they they government property. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. They don't even have no constitutional rights. Cause they not human, or looked at as human, or considered human no more. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, man. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not canceling, canceling it out, like, them being able to detox and all that. But I would hope that it works. I would pray that the Most High uses power. You feel me, to help them. And then also too, I be praying that a lot of people didn't get the real thing. I be praying that they got saline. But that's out of my, I don't know. I've heard all of that. You say, can I make a video on hand mantra? Or is there a book? What's up, man?
What's good?
Is there a book you would recommend? I've heard all of that before too. Crazy. You confirming now, the water. Yeah, no, man. Bro, I literally had some cow milk and thought to myself after I drank, I said, I don't think this is supposed to be in our bodies. Yeah, man, because if you go on YouTube right now, they got a video of like a cow who has like a real big knot on his leg. So the person came up and just pricked it. And all the pus that came out looked just like milk. Now, it's no telling, through them processing and everything, it's no telling it that might be what people be drinking. It's like a mixture of pus and, man, it's disgusting, man. Disgusting. Stay away from that milk, man. For real. And then I'm gonna tell y'all this too. Start listening to your bodies. Cause your body gonna tell you everything you need to know. So start listening to your bodies. Start being intuitive, you know what I'm saying? They are finding in the morgue that the people that got the GBGB, they're getting blood clots, and they're like really long, thick. Yeah. Yeah. I seen the corpse of a dead of a person who passed, right? And they put his eye up under this light. They had this light shining on his eye. And man, y'all should have seen it. I think I still got it in my phone. As a matter of fact, let me see. I think I got it in my phone. Phone dead. Yeah, I got a video in my phone, man. It's trippy. Like, basically, so there's this person that passed away, and they got the camera on his eye. And so in the inside of his eye, where his pupil is, there's a parasite, right? Look like it got probably about 4 or 5 legs or something. But the parasite is just swimming in his eye, in this part of his eye, just swimming. I'm just like, wow. That's what they're drinking, because they're mixing it into the cow and mixing the pus with the milk and reselling it when the milk spoils in the grocery stores. You got any videos on pornography? I listened to your Soul Tie song, and I know porn and soul tie is different, but I'm struggling. I really related to that song. Yeah. I actually in the near future, um what I plan to do is make a video for the brothers, and the sisters can take a lot from it too, but make a video where I'm going into just what sex has done. You know what I'm saying? Not sex, but just all of it. Porn, all of it. What it has done to the minds of people. You know what I'm saying? To humanity, and while we're in the state that we're in now. You feel me? And then also too, we often talk about depopulation and the plan to depopulate, but we all look at the statistics. Testosterone levels are down. Um, Sperm count levels are down. Um, you know, all these things are down because of what they're doing to the body. The processed foods. Y'all don't understand how that is affecting your penis and your sperm and development and everything like that. Like, bro, it's so much that we need to be learning and become aware of, for real. They effing us up left and right, left and right. So that's what I'm saying. We need to take this serious. Take this serious. Don't take what I'm giving you, the information. Don't take it lightly. None of it. Don't walk away from this video. Don't turn this video off and then just go back to doing the things you're comfortable with doing. No. Start being proactive. Write out a list. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. You know, you got all these things in your life going on. And like I said, the comfortability. People don't like being uncomfortable. So I'm gonna have to get out of that. You're gonna have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Y'all gotta start putting in that work. But yeah, I'm finna get off here though, man. It's about to be 11, 12 o'clock for those of y'all on the East Coast. Um, but yeah, y'all got any more questions before I get off here though? And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, it was just random. Honestly, honestly, I wasn't even gonna go live today or tonight. I was just gonna wait till tomorrow. You feel me? To do the meditation. But I don't know. It was just random, man. It's just a thought crossed my mind. I was just like, let me speak on perspectives. Let me speak on, like, you know different levels of understanding and all that good stuff. But I hope y'all took something away from it though. Then I hope you can apply it. You can start applying it to your life, to your walk. You may start seeing some changes in your approach and how you treat people, you talk to people, and how you deal with people. And also, like I said, these are some good principles to teach your children. You feel me? They're gonna be hella wise at a very early age. Hella wise. Let me see if I can find this video, man. Oh, snap. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Where my dogs at? Oh, nah. That ain't it. I got any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions pertaining to what we talking about? Man, where that video at, man? I know I sent it to. So what is it all about? And get my feet healed, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come. Oh, I got a song for you. Check this out right here. Y'all see that? Can you see that? You see that parasite or that hydra? Trippy, ain't it? Crazy. You gotta ask, like, how the hell did it get into his eye? But like I said, this person is deceased. And yeah. You see that parasite, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm finna get up off here though. Finna get up off here, man. Peace, peace, peace. Those of y'all who tuning in late, just started all over, you feel me? Started all over. How long we been on here? 2 hours and 53 minutes. Yeah, that is crazy. It is. But yeah, man, I'm finna go in here and lay it down for a couple hours and get back up and go to work, and then lay it down again inside my truck. But yeah, again, man, I love y'all as always. Peace, love, and light. I hope that y'all continue working on yourselves, continue building yourself up in the spirit, continue to endure, keep your eyes open, watch your surroundings, focus on yourself, you feel me, your loved ones, getting your houses in order. I do want to say this too, do not lose sight. Do not lose sight of what's going on in the world. Y'all continue to prepare in every way that you can, prepare your body, your mind, your soul. Just prepare in every way possible. Listen, my brother in there, we started our first class today. He was showing me some jiu-jitsu moves and everything. Man, look, man. It's time to get right. It's time to get right for real. Like I'm really finna be trying to learn how to do martial arts. Should have started a long time ago, but I mean, why not do it? You feel me? It's somebody who's skillful, and especially in wrestling. He do wrestling too. I think he's like number 2 in the state. But the boy Cole, you feel me? And definitely trying to learn what I can. Just want to be lethal in every way possible. Mind, body, and spirit. But y'all get on it, man. Get on it. For real. The recession, honestly, is already here. But it's just not, people don't realize it. Prices still going up. Inflation is about to go up some more. It's gonna be harder. Prices on homes are going up. The interest rate, all this stuff is getting out of hand. I went out today to look for some gas cans and stuff, man, and gas cans almost $70. Almost $70, man, for a freaking gas can, a steel one. So like I say, prices going up on everything, on certain things. Food prices going up. So get these things while they last. You feel me? I feel like Most High giving us grace, but time is ticking, man. Time is ticking. You feel me? And I think right now in Brazil, the people rioting and going crazy down there right now. You feel me? And like I say, all around the United States, people around the world, man, they starting to rise up and stuff like that. But when it hits here, And this is another thing. This might be one of the ways it pop off, because it's gonna be some major layoffs. Brother told me today that Amazon laid off a lot of people. And listen, y'all, all throughout this year, they're gonna be laying off people left and right, left and right, left and right. What's that? What that's gonna do? People, I'm telling you, they not gonna be able to afford nothing. You feel me? Ain't gonna be no jobs. Life is gonna get harder and harder and harder, but it's all by design, though. It's all by design. So this is what I'm telling y'all. Just continue to work on yourselves. Continue to, you know, if y'all can try to form communities, do that, man. Get with like minds. Get with people who want to do better. You know, who are striving to do better. You know, get with them, man. For real. Y'all come together, love each other, and try to get through this thing. But with all that being said, peace, love, and light, man. I'm out.